Hello boys and girls, welcome back to RobinsTaste, and today I'm gonna make a special video because I'm gonna tell you guys about a nightmare I had a few years back and one that I still remember today. In this dream, I stand outside a red house, and the ornaments and everything in this red house look exactly the same as it does where my brother lives. So the exact details of his house is exactly like the one where my brother lives. But there's one major difference, because in this dream is my other brother who lives in the house, him and his girlfriend. And also in this dream there's a second layer, almost like another vision of his house. And it looks horrific, as if someone has pulled off the darkest, deepest ship you can find from the darkest, deepest ocean and just place it on the ground. All of a sudden, the time jumps and I'm inside this house in a big room. There's a fan, there's a bed, and there's a door, but there's no windows and the entire room is water damaged. I have a feeling that something is wrong, so I walk out to this corridor where I meet my brother and his girlfriend, and they don't seem to see this awful mess, this awful, horrendous place. They seem to see it as a beautiful house that they bought, but I'm getting some eerie feeling and I really don't want to be there. They say that they have heard a sound and they want me to go investigate, so I do. And all of a sudden I stand in this labyrinth of different corridors placed together. And yet again there's no ornaments, there's no windows, so I can't tell where I am. So I start to run, because I'm freaking out. This is really too much for me. And the more that I run, the more heavier it gets to breathe. Like the air is actually getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Like it's almost a fire going on inside. All of a sudden I see this woman standing next to me, or standing just in front of me. She's covered in a white sheet, has black hair above her face, and she's hovering above the ground with her feet pointing down. And this ghostly apparition flies towards me and into my body. I start to freak out. Like, I'm not sure what to do because I'm getting possessed here, and I start to float above the ground with my feet pointing down and my hands stretch out, my arms stretch out like I'm hanging on a cross. I float past the corridor, past my brother and his girlfriend, and they look at me like nothing weird is happening. And my emotional response becomes like what you usually do when you're dying. Like, you have an acceptance, like you know that this is gonna be the end and that's okay. And that is what scares me even more, because that emotional response doesn't match anything what I should have felt. And I fly towards the wall and then I wake up. And I'm soaked all over my body. I've never been sweating so much in my whole life. And I'm having trouble breathing, and still today I'm convinced that it was some sort of a visitor in my dream. It sounds bizarre, but this whole occurrences, what happened, every detail that I still remember, it's too real to be a dream. Because usually when I dream something, the physical appearances and the, like, the mentality is not really there. Like, you can almost tell that it's a dream, like it's fake. But this dream was too real. It was too... I was there, And that freaks me out. Lately I've been hearing a lot of stuff about people who claim that they have visitors in their dreams and stuff like that, and it's been a documentary about it, like a really famous documentary that was talked about for a while, and it just feels like everything happening is surreal, and it feels like, I believe it has something to do with the panic and the stress of our situation in our modern day society, because the stress and the emotion that you go through before you go to bed can be a driving factor to why these things are happening. I still don't want to get a visitor like that in my nightmares again, but sometimes I have woken up really sweaty and really terrified, but I don't remember the dream. And And that is something that usually don't happen, so I guess it happened after this mysterious encounter with this girl. It's something very scary, and sometimes I'm actually scared to go to bed because I'm scared of seeing her again. Never mind, that's all about what I want to talk about. If you guys have anything you guys want to share, please do tell, because this stuff are really important to talk about. And many people may not believe it, but I do, and I want to listen to you guys. So please do tell, and take care. Happy Halloween.